3 weeks. That's how long it took before you were already picturing a future with them. Before your voice changed slightly when you said their name, before you'd have described them, to anyone who asked, as someone you already knew. You didn't know them? Not really. 3 weeks isn't enough time to know anyone. So, what exactly did you get attached to? Here's the part that should stop you cold. Psychologist Susan Anderson, in a series of studies spanning decades, found that people don't actually meet new partners as blank slates. Within seconds of meeting someone, your brain scans them for resemblance to what researchers call a significant other representation, a stored mental model built from people who mattered to you before: parents, first loves, close friends, anyone who shaped how you understand closeness. If a new person hits even a few of those cues, a certain laugh, a particular way of listening, your brain doesn't file them as a stranger. It quietly starts treating them like someone already halfway known, which means the person you fell for in 3 weeks was never entirely them. Part of what you attached to was a placeholder, built out of people who came before, projected onto a face that happened to fit the outline. That reframes the whole feeling. Fast attachment doesn't necessarily mean a rare, powerful connection. It can just as easily mean your brain found a shortcut and mistook recognition for depth. Here's where it gets stranger still. Attachment researchers building on the work of John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth have found that people with what's called an anxious attachment style tend to form emotional bonds significantly faster than people with a secure style. Not because the connection is stronger, but because uncertainty itself seems to accelerate the process. An unpredictable, ambiguous new relationship can activate the same anxious system that once scanned a caregiver's mood for safety. The attachment isn't catching up to the relationship. In some cases, it's actually running ahead of it, trying to resolve a discomfort that has very little to do with the actual person in front of you. This is where two separate mechanisms start working together in a way that should genuinely unsettle you. A brain primed to project a familiar template onto someone new, combined with a nervous system that treats uncertainty as fuel, can produce something that feels exactly like falling in love within days, built almost entirely out of borrowed familiarity and unresolved anxiety, aimed at someone who, statistically, you've barely spoken to. Here's a question worth sitting with. If some of what you're attaching to is a memory of someone else, and some of it is just your nervous system trying to settle itself, how much of what you're calling connection actually belongs to the person standing in front of you? It might be less than you think, and that's not necessarily bad news, because here's the twist inside all of this. Anderson's research also found that these significant other representations aren't fixed, they update. Over time, as you spend real, unremarkable, ordinary hours with someone, actual data about who they are slowly overwrites the borrowed template. The placeholder gets replaced, piece by piece, by the real person, if you give it enough time to happen, which means the fast, dizzying version of attachment isn't the whole relationship. It's the opening draft, written quickly, using spare parts from your past, before the real person has had a chance to edit it into something true. So the next time you feel yourself falling hard, unusually fast, for someone you technically barely know, you don't have to distrust the feeling entirely, and you don't have to fully trust it either. You can ask one honest question instead. Is this who they actually are, or is this just someone I already know, wearing a new face? Give it time, and the answer will tell itself. You weren't lying about how fast you fell. You just hadn't met them yet.